Vakya Vritti. Vakya Vritti. There is a text that has waited 12 centuries to speak directly to you. It is attributed to Shankara, the philosopher from Kaladi in South India, who is believed to have lived sometime in the 8th century of the Common Era, though the precise dates remain a matter of scholarly debate. What is not debated is the urgency of the work he left behind. The world he entered was one in which the great sacred sentences of the Upanishads had become ritual sound, chanted without understanding, their meaning long since separated from the living experience they were meant to awaken. The Vakya Vritti, which means roughly the explanation of the sentence, was composed to restore that meaning. It is a dialogue between a student on fire with suffering and a teacher sitting in complete peace, and it moves, step by step, toward a single recognition. With that, let us enter the text itself. Vakya Vritti, the explanation of the sentence. I, the invocation. I bow to the Lord of the universe. He is the seed of creation, preservation, and destruction. His power cannot be thought by the mind. He is the ocean of boundless joy. He is the solid mass of pure awareness. I, the burnings. Verse 3. A man came to the banks of the great river. He was scorched by the sun of the 3 fires. His mind was shaking with fear. He was looking for shade. Verse 4. There he found a master sitting in silence. The master was cool, contained, and happy. The student fell at his feet, desperate to be free from the chains of the world. Verse 5. He said, O Master, listen to my doubt. You are the ocean of mercy. Only your grace can burn the seed of my avidya, the misidentification. I, the request. Verse 6. I have heard from the wise ones, there is a specific sentence. If a man understands the meaning of this sentence, the burning heat of the world stops instantly. Verse 7. Please tell me, what is this sentence? What is its meaning? I am thirsty. Let me drink this truth. IV, the promise. Verse 8. The master looked at him with eyes full of compassion. He saw that the student was ready, scrubbed clean by his suffering. Verse 9. He said, I will tell you the secret. Listen closely. This knowledge cuts the knot of fear. It is the only cure for the sickness of wandering. Verse 10. The sentence is that thou art, Tat Tvam Asi. Knowledge of this equation is the direct door to moksha, liberation. There is no other way. V, the separation. Verse 11. The master said, listen, here is the first step. You must separate the seer from the seen. You are not this body. You are not the breath. You are not the senses that grasp the world. You are not the flickering mind. You are the consciousness that lights them all up. Verse 12. Watch your mind. Passion rises. Anger rises. Fear rises. Then they fall and the mind is quiet. Who sees this rising and falling? Who sees the silence between the waves? That sakshan, the witness, is you. Verse 13. The cane is different from the hand that holds it. The hand is different from the mind that commands it. The mind is different from the light that knows it. You are that light. Vi, the lamp inside the jar. Verse 14. Imagine a golden jar with holes drilled in it. Put a lamp inside. The light streams out through the holes. The body is the jar. The senses are the holes. The mind is the pattern of light on the wall, but you are the lamp. Verse 15. The lamp knows the jar, but the jar does not know the lamp. The Atman, the self, knows the mind, but the mind does not know the self. The mind is made of matter. It is blind wood until you light it. Verse 16. You are the one who knows. You are not the object that is known. Just as the man who watches the pot is different from the pot, you who watch the ego are different from the ego. Verse 17. And since you are the knower of everything, the body, the breath, the senses, the mind, and all their movements, you are therefore distinct from all of them. The eye cannot see itself. The witness cannot be witnessed. This is why you alone are free. VII, the knot of the ego. A note on the teaching that follows. Shankara here enters one of his most technically precise arguments, the doctrine sometimes called siddhabhasa, which means the reflected appearance of consciousness. It is worth pausing on this term, because the whole explanation of the ego depends on it. Siddhabhasa is what happens when pure consciousness seems to take on the shape and limits of the mind, the way the sun seems to take on the shape of a small rippling puddle when it reflects there. The sun has not changed. The puddle has not become the sun, but for a moment, something in between dances. That dancing in between is the ego. Keep this image in mind as the master speaks. Verse 18. Then why do I feel so small? Asked the student. Why do I say I am this body? Verse 19. The master replied, it is a trick of reflection. The fire of the self enters the iron of the mind. The mind borrows the heat and light. It pretends to be alive. It says, I see, I hear, I suffer. Verse 20. This false mixture is called the ego, the ahamkara. It steals your name. It takes the I, which belongs to the infinite, and pastes it onto the body. It says, I am fat, I am thin, I am dying. Verse 21. The consciousness that is reflected in the mirror of the mind appears to have the qualities of the mind, its agitation, its smallness, its fear. Just as the sun reflected in a shaking bowl of water appears to shake, the self reflected in an unsteady mind appears to be unsteady, but the trembling belongs to the bowl. The sun does not tremble. Verse 22. But look closely. The eye does not change. The body changes from childhood to old age. The mind changes from joy to sorrow. But the witness who says, I, is the same in the child and the old man. It is the unchanging thread. Verse 23. Disown the ego. See it as an object, a machine that chatters. Stand back. Rest in the silence of the lamp. This is the beginning of freedom. Verse 24. This body was born, it will die. This mind was formed, it will dissolve. But the consciousness that knows the birth and knows the death was never born and will never die. It stands outside the river and watches the river flow. Verse 25. Even now, in this very moment, you are free. The chains you feel are chains you have imagined. The way a man in a dream imagines he is imprisoned and struggles all night, and then wakes and finds himself lying in his own warm bed. The waking is everything. The struggle was a dream. VIII, the two disguises. Verse 26. The Master continued, now you know the meaning of the word thou. It is the inner self, the lamp inside the jar. It is the witness who stands apart from the body and mind. Verse 27. When the Upanishad says, thou, it does not mean this anxious person with a name and a history. It means the consciousness underneath the person, the one who has been watching the whole story from the very beginning without being touched by any of it. Verse 28. Now consider the meaning of the word that. It refers to the Lord of the universe, Ishvara. He is the one who wears the cosmic veil, Maya. He spins the galaxies. He knows every thought in every mind. He is the all-powerful, all-knowing creator. Verse 29. When the Upanishad says that, it does not mean the creator in his robes of power and omniscience. Those robes belong to Maya, to the great play of appearance. It means the consciousness underneath the creator, the pure awareness that was there before the first galaxy turned, and will be there after the last one goes dark. IX, the impossible equation. A note on the method being used here, because Shankara is about to do something quite precise. In the traditional Sanskrit hermeneutics that underlies this text, there are two ways of reading the meaning of a word. The first is called Vasyartha, the surface meaning, the face value, dictionary meaning, the meaning that hits you first. The second is called Lakshyartha, the indicated meaning, the meaning you arrive at when the surface meaning leads to a contradiction and you have to look deeper. When Shankara analyzes Tat Tvam Asi, he is deliberately setting aside the Vasyartha of both words, that the omniscient creator, thou the limited individual, because if you hold both surface meanings at once, the equation is nonsense. He then applies a method called bhaga tyaga lakshana, which means something like give up and keep. You give up the contradictory outer meanings, and you keep only the shared inner essence. What remains when the costumes are dropped is lakshyartha, the indicated or implied truth. This is not a philosophical trick. It is a precise surgical tool, and watching Shankara use, it is watching one of the great minds of the tradition at work. Verse 30. The Vedas bring these two words together, that thou art. On the surface, this sounds like madness. Verse 31. How can thou, the small, confused, limited individual, be equal to that, the vast, all-knowing God? One is a firefly, the other is the sun. One is a drop, the other is the ocean. If you take the literal meaning, they are opposites. X. The stripping of the costumes. Verse 32. But we are not looking for the literal meaning, we are looking for the naked truth. To see the unity, you must look past the costumes. Verse 33. Imagine two actors on a stage. One is dressed in royal robes. He plays the king. He commands armies. The other is dressed in beggar's rags. He plays the servant. He suffers. In the play, they are different. Verse 34. But if you strip away the royal robes, and if you strip away the beggar's rags, what remains? The human being underneath. The human being is the same in both. Verse 35. So too with that and thou. That is consciousness wearing the costume of the Creator. Thou is consciousness wearing the costume of the individual. The costumes are different. The power is different. The knowledge is different. But the substance, the light that animates them, is one. Verse 36. Set aside what belongs to Maya in that, the omniscience, the rulership, the creative power. Set aside what belongs to Maya in thou, the smallness, the ignorance, the fear. What you have set aside is the wrapping. What remains on both sides is pure consciousness, and pure consciousness is not two things, it is one. Verse 37. Give up the contradiction, throw away the creator and the created, throw away the all-knowing and the little-knowing, keep only the knower. Consciousness equals consciousness. This is the royal secret. Verse 38. When the mind grasps this, the knot breaks. You realize, I am not the beggar, I never was. I am the light that played the beggar. I am the same light that plays the king. XI, the practice of the raw. Verse 39. The master said, you have analyzed the actor, you have understood the logic, but logic is not enough. You must burn this truth into your bones. Verse 40. Stop associating with the body. Stop listening to the chatter of the mind. Hold on to the logic of the sentence, Tat Tvam Asi. Remember it constantly, like a man remembering his lover. Verse 41. Find a clean, quiet place. Sit still. Let the world fade away. Let the day and the night merge. Hold the meaning of the sentence in the center of your heart. Verse 42. Throw away the old stories. I am a child, I am old, I am a father, I am a son. Throw away the properties of the clay. Think only of the light. XII, the cascade of identity. Verse 43. Then let the roar begin. Say to yourself, I am the witness, I am the infinite, I am the supreme teacher, I am free, I am pure, I am awake, I am alone. Verse 44. I am eternal, I am boundless, I am joy, I am the destroyer of fear, I am the doer, and I am the silence behind the doer, I am the Lord. Verse 45. I am the truth, I am the light, I am the sovereign, I am the peace that passes understanding. Verse 46. I am not the body, I have no breath, I have no mind, I am the statue of bliss, I am the solid mass of awareness. Verse 47. I have no shape, I have no change, I have no sickness, I am the unbroken whole. Verse 48. I am not born, I do not die, I am not bound, I am not released. I am the pure self, bright and still, the same yesterday as tomorrow, the same here as everywhere, I am that. XIII, the final freedom. Verse 49. The one who sits in this fire burns up the great trance. The veil falls. The projector stops spinning. He sees that the I was never bound and the I was never released. It was always free. Verse 50. He walks in the world, but he is not of the world. He is the emperor of his own being. Verse 51. For him there is no more rebirth, no more wandering, no more burning. The three fires are out. The great river is crossed. The dream of separation is over, and what remains is what always was, the one knowing itself. Verse 52. This is the teaching, this is the medicine for the burning heat of life. Drink it and be cool. Verse 53. The student drank the words. The burning stopped. He bowed to the master in gratitude and in recognition, seeing in that still face the same light he had just discovered in himself. Here ends the Vakya Vritti.